That is the most pathetic excuse I have heard all year.
Whoa. Joe Frost getting a little sassy. Getting a little sassy, Joe Frost. It is our last episode of 2023. Thank you so much to those of you who have been hanging out with me all year long. I really enjoy premiering these videos on Saturdays and then watching it with you, chatting live in the comments. If you're new here, I'm Kristen. I'm an educator. I'm a parent myself. We use Supernanny as a jumping off point to discuss discipline techniques because raising kids is not easy. And the more tools that you have in your toolbox, the better and the easier it will be. So grab yourself a beverage. The wheel has spoken. We are going to watch the Fernandez family.
Are you joking? You don't want those sneakers? You want another pair of sneakers? How about these? You like these? These? No, I don't know what's your problem with the way I tie. Leave them, that's enough. Leave them, Gerald, leave them. Get inside, leave them. Leave them.
Yeah, I'm gonna drive. You wanna go in the car?
If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. We have a family right now. They're trying to get out of the house. The youngest doesn't want to put his shoes on. And the mother starts accommodating him. Do you want to wear these shoes? How about these shoes? I'll help you put them on. And dad's just sitting there doing nothing. Everybody's just staring. He's having a tantrum. Next thing you know, it's like, let's leave him. She shuts the door. Thank goodness he didn't get his fingers caught in the door. Then he's screaming. He's getting put in the car seat. The destination in this case is child with shoes on. How you get to that destination, many families look different. Some families, they use consequences. Some families are proactive and they make it fun with songs. And the destination is child with shoes on. And how you get there can differ. There's lots of tools and techniques that you can use for getting your child to put on their shoes. But this family has no plan.
But trouble was brewing way before that because Elias didn't want to go.
They'll get you. Hurry up and come inside. Hurry up, the police will get you.
I just had to laugh. I mean, threatening your kids that the police are going to come. What a joke.
When you say, I'm leaving, and you're like at the playgrounds, and then that's it, we'll leave him. And you know what? Your child might get scared the first few times, but they're going to call your bluff eventually. So this parent saying the police are going to get you, come on. You are the one in charge.
You gonna pee on yourself? I don't care. Don't pee on yourself. Oh my goodness. Voila.
What?
Now you gotta go. Look what he did on purpose.
He peed on himself. I know. You're tired. It's okay. It's an accident here. It's an accident.
Yikes. Yikes. I'm not yikesing the fact, yikesing, is that a word? I'm not yikesing the fact that the child peed on himself. I'm not surprised. Kids will make themselves vomit, hold their breath, pee. They'll do whatever they need to do because they're just testing to see how they can get what they want. And it's not malicious. It's just he doesn't want to put on his shoes, so he's going to try whatever he can to not put on his shoes. What I'm yikesing, which I've now made a word, I think, is how mom responds to him peeing on the floor. Because that is exactly why the kid will pee on himself in the future. All of a sudden, all the parents went from this tone of authority-ish to this gentle, and he says he's cold or something, or he's tired, or he's whatever. And then it's all this like comforting babyish. You just reinforced him peeing on himself. So if you have a child that ever does something that's out of character and you're like, I never want that to happen again, because kids will test. I had my 3-year-old slapped me across the face once. How you respond in that moment is the reason why they will continue to do it or not do it. So what you are going to do is not change your course. Whatever you were before the peeing or the suffocating or the whatever, holding their breath, whatever you were doing before, you have to continue doing. Because if you alter how you're acting in any way, shape, or form, and that alteration is a positive for the child, meaning that they're getting attention, even if it's negative attention, but they're getting attention, they will repeat the behavior.
After we got back from the store, I knew that trouble was going to start all over again, so I felt it would be important to have a quick word with Desiree about her relationship with her mum and dad.
Like, I'll drop a cup of water and she'll be like, "Are you stupid? Are you an idiot? What is your problem?" And I'll be like, "It was an accident." She's like, "Your whole life is an accident."
Passive aggressiveness and sarcasm to me, and mean sarcasm, it's a way to release some of that steam out of the pot. So mom is frustrated with her grades, or dad is frustrated with this or that. So they make these little jabs at their 12-year-old daughter, and then their daughter does the jabs back, and it's like, what did you expect? You're teaching your child how to talk to others, so they are now talking back to you the same awful way you talk to them, and then you're upset.
How are they even going to know what discipline's all about?
Just hoping they grow out of it, I guess.
Excuse me?
I said we're hoping they grow out of it, I guess.
That is the most pathetic excuse I have heard all year. That is just so ignorant and immature of you, considering you are a father of 3 children.
Whoa. Joe Frost getting a little sassy. Getting a little sassy, Joe Frost. She asks dad, "So what are you doing to change this?" And he says, "I just hope they grow out of it." No, that's not how this works. And she calls it pathetic. It is your job to teach them how to be civilized, respectful, well-behaved. What do you think, like, where are they going to learn it from? Ooh, Joe.
You boys like wrestling, don't you? So this is what I've got. Rules of the ring. What you both are going to do as parents is lay down those rules.
No fighting.
No playing with balls in the house.
No yelling?
No yelling.
Desiree started to write things down. The cap of the pen fell onto the floor and Shorty wouldn't give it back.
Nope.
So I seized the moment there and then to teach mum and dad the correct timeout steps.
Before we jump into the timeout, which Joe Frost is going to do with a 3-year-old up next, I want to take a moment to talk about what everyone's writing down on this little rules of the ring. Know this, know that. That's not helpful. Yes, rules are important, and it's great to tell your kids what they can't do, but how about we tell them what they can do? If you have active children who like to wrestle and play fight and do all of these things, have a space for it. If they're not developmentally able to handle play fighting in a safe way, what can you do that gets out that physical activity? Maybe it's tossing a softball into, a basketball hoop that's in their room, or maybe it's some kind of, I've done even like painter's tape, just like regular painter's tape. You can make lines on your floor with the painter's tape where they can run on the lines and then they can jump on the X's, or, set up an obstacle course.
Follow me, mum and dad. You're going to sit here in timeout because you did not listen to me. And now you're going to sit here for 3 minutes.
Discipline techniques are extremely difficult when it comes to children who have previously learned that their caregiver will say one thing and do another. So step 1 is to actually just say what you mean what you say, and follow through. And yes, you can use timeout as a consequence for not listening. Here on this channel, we don't promote corporal punishment at all. Joe Frost doesn't promote corporal punishment. Timeout is one consequence you can use, right? There are lots of other consequences you can use. And I'm not saying that consequences aren't important, because they are important. But the underlying goal is what you want to focus on. So think about this child sitting there right now. He wanted the marker cap. Why in the world did he want the marker cap from his sister? Is it because he's bored? Is it because he's angry at the rules? Is it because he wants attention? Is it just because at this point it's a habit of just like, I do whatever I want when I want to? Figuring out those things will help you teach your child how to achieve their goal in a way that works for your family. So let's say it's boredom. Your child is grabbing the marker cap because they're bored. You look at said child and you go, hey, you took the marker cap from your sister. Go ahead and give that back to her. Do you need something for your hands to play with while we're going through these rules? Some kids, they have fidget spinners and fidget things for a reason. He's only 3. I don't know how long they've been sitting there on the floor going through these rules. Maybe his attention span isn't long enough to even be able to sit here and do those rules. Maybe he needs to be a part of it, and that could be another way to achieve the goal of attention. If he's attention seeking, give him attention for positive behavior. Give him something to do while you're going through these rules. Maybe he's the one that stands there and holds, the paper.
Could be reduced. Okay. I was reviewing her homework, and Desiree ended up giving me attitude.
I don't know what goes into both of them. I don't know.
Desiree, please.
Happy now?
Excuse me? If I'm happy now, forget it. That's it. You're not going anywhere.
Why?
You're not going anywhere. If I'm happy now.
Joe Frost implements a homework system where she does her homework, she puts it in, mom checks it, and it comes out. There's 2 things I want to mention here. When you're checking your child's homework, check for about 80% accuracy. Every single problem does not need to be right. Obviously, check with your child's teacher, but being an educator myself, perfection is not expected. Now, if they totally don't understand the concept, that's different. Then the second thing is when her daughter turned around and gave attitude, like, you happy? Use the phrase, try again. Just look at your child and very calmly say, try again. We are impulsive at times, especially teenagers, hormones, even young children. Sometimes we say things and we don't mean them. Give your child an opportunity to try again. And if you are going to implement some kind of consequence, make sure that the consequence matches the behavior, because the child was a little snippy, not kind at all, right? Not okay to say you happy. But the consequence was not being able to go to the dance at all. You know what? Forget it. It's like very all over the place.
Take your buckets, they won't bite.
Babe, just give us...
Back up, Jody, back up.
Everybody do their bit and we accomplish what's necessary.
Oh, is this, sweetheart? We had a great time. We splashed water, we made a mess. That's what we needed, some laughter.
The episode finishes off with a car wash. They all work together, they get messy, they have fun, and the emphasis is on that everyone has a role. We are a team. We are working toward the goal of our family being happy and healthy together. Let's see where the Fernandez family is now, almost 14 years later. Here are the ages of how old everyone is now. So we can see that Gerald is 44 now, the father, the mother is 43. Desiree is now 25, so she is an adult. And then we have the 2 boys, which are 18 and 16. Marla is considered to be one of the worst mothers. Okay, I think actual corporal punishment is worse on the scale of things than her threats. And yes, her threats were disturbing, but I don't know. What do you guys think? And Shorty has been returned to timeout the 3rd most times. So he was returned a total of 64 times. And then we have the other families who I haven't seen. Marla and Gerald talked about how their marriage is in jeopardy. However, they're still married today. Desiree gave birth to a baby boy. So she had a little one in 2022. So her baby's going to turn 2 in February, which means that she's going to be dealing with some tantrums of her own. There she is. Let's see if we have any photos of when she had her kiddo. Maybe in the tagged photos. Here's her little guy. Oh, what a cutie. So this was posted last year because it says 52 weeks ago. Oh, so cute. Thank you to everyone who has contributed names to the wheel. If you have a family that you would like me to watch, let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.